Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you if you have been following me since the beginning. 2016, when I launched this YouTube channel, I had a completely different idea of who I was and what I wanted to do with it. Now, 4 years forward, I am in much more mature and clear place within myself, and I really felt called to reconnect with you guys and reintroduce myself from a more authentic place within myself. So I am very excited to be connecting with you again, and throughout the month of December, I'm going to be catching up with you every single day. So let's take things from the beginning and tell you a bit about my story and how did I get to be in this place. So my name is Ferenike Kantartzi. For those of you that you're just joining today, I am a confidence and self-love coach. I have been working in this sphere the last year or so since I got my coaching certification. But my real story and my real training started when I was really young. And I think that's the case for most coaches or very effective coaches, because it's one thing to get a certification or two or do a few programs online, and it's very different to have gone through the experience yourself and healing yourself and have healed yourself through this process. So that's why I feel like I didn't really choose this work. The work chose me. And I feel very fortunate and very blessed to be able to help you and so many other people. I have done already, and I will continue to do. It's my mission in life to help as many people as I can to heal themselves through my own experience and the practices and the tools that I have used throughout my own healing journey, and I still continue to do that. So my real training really started when I was born. I was born in Greece from Greek parents, both of them, and I had both of my parents growing up, and I grew up in a very loving family. My parents provided everything for me and my brother, so it was on the outside, it was really the perfect childhood that I went through. Uh, but then on the inside, growing up, I realized that I had done lots of things that it wasn't good for my emotional health. So I felt that I had to fulfill my parents' emotional needs as a young baby. Of course, the baby is not equipped to do something like that. So you can imagine what a heavy responsibility that is for a little child. So that's how I felt. I felt like I had the responsibility, the heavy burden of fulfilling my parents' emotional needs. So I took that on me, and I made a promise to make sure that they're always happy, and I made that my own responsibility, which is, of course, not a healthy place to be. But in order for me to do that, I had to neglect my own needs and neglect my own feelings and thoughts and be of service of my parents. And as a child, you do that unconsciously. It's not a conscious decision, it's a completely unconscious thing, because the first thing that you want as a child is the love of your parents. So you'll do anything to get that. So it's an unconscious level that decision was made. And then I grew up being codependent to both of my parents until the age of 19, where I actually moved abroad. I went to the Netherlands for my studies. I studied at the Hague University. And then I was able to see the family dynamic from a third person. So I wasn't in the situation, I was able to see it from outside. And that's when my conscious healing journey started. Yeah, and it was like breakthrough after breakthrough at that point, because I realized I had an unhealthy relationship dynamic that resulted from my parents, but I also had very low self-esteem and very low self-worth in myself, because I had learned all my life to be disconnected from the real me, from my soul, from who I really am, because I was in service of others emotionally. So I had the big task of healing myself and connecting back to who I really am and what really felt right for me. So connecting back with my emotions, connecting back with my feminine energy, connecting back with my consciousness. I was operating from my ego, and that is completely normal. Anybody that has grown up in a codependent relationships, either with one or both of your parents, knows that you become too, like, you have narcissistic tendencies, and I definitely had those growing up. And don't freak out, because I know lots of people freak out with the word narcissistic or narcissism. I will be talking more about this, and it's not something to be afraid of. There's a spectrum of narcissism, and I'm happy to discuss more about that and how does that work. And if you relate to that, if you can see yourself into that, there's ways to heal from that if you are open and you want to. So I will be sharing all of my experience in terms of that and how to heal it, but that is the truth. That is my journey. And of course, as I grew up and I started dating people, that dynamic played out in my relationships. So I attracted lots of toxic relationship dynamics, because that's where I was. So until I was able to heal those parts of myself and reconnect to my soul and my real my consciousness, my divinity, my higher self, whatever you want to call it, I was attracting people that were reflecting back to me the things that I had to heal within myself. So that is the story. That's how I became a self-love coach, because I believe that codependency at its core has low self-worth, low self-esteem, and that's what I experienced. And I know for high achievers that I consider myself a high achiever, and have always been, but I had very low self-esteem. So I had to cover that up with a facade, with a fake self-confidence. So because I have been through all of those stages, I can help you go through them as well, because I've been through all of those stages. And still, self-confidence and self-worth is something I still work on. It's something that is a continuous work. And the more I grow, the more I go deeper into myself and heal deeper parts. So I'm very excited to be sharing with you more in terms of that and my healing journey and where I was and how I got to be where I am now, and helping more people release themselves from those emotional traumas and find back your core, connect with who you really are, with your heart, with your soul, claim that, and let your light shine. We can do that together. I am very excited to be part of this. As I said, I will be joining you every single day in December at 6 p.m. Greek time or 4 p.m. UK time. So come join me here on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any of the YouTube videos I will be uploading in the next month. And I want us to have a completely clear vision for your life going forward in 2021. 2020 has been a year where we had so many internal breakthroughs, and I believe that 2021 is going to be a year with external breakthroughs. So things will be massively changing for so many of us, that we were able to take the lessons, that we are still able to take the lessons of this year and bring them forward to next year. So if you're ready to upgrade yourself and your life, come join me for the rest of December, and we will have a clear vision for the future together going forward.